Where are you filming from today? I see this exotic palm here.
It's not exotic.
Wow.
It is a
Coconuts?
born and raised from the jungles of Kmart, that
Oh.
plant is.
Oh, sounds exotic.
Yeah, Camarta, I believe the natives call it. All right, it's Papa's Basement, another episode. I'm John Papa Giorgio. I'm joined by Allison Frank,
Oh,
who's
that's me.
off camera
Yeah, that's
because she is afraid that she looks a fright.
I do look upright.
She doesn't want to give anyone a case of the horribles, as she fans herself.
I had to take a canoe here. I mean, it was gross out. And then you left me out in the rain for about 4 days, blah, blah, blah.
Stop making it sound like you're a dog with mange.
I
That you're a
mean,
dog about to crap, like you're a menstruating dog that I'm not going to let in to ruin my carpets.
Have you ever had a dog that's doing something like that? It's not.
One time I had a cat that hadn't been fixed. It was about a year old, and it was in heat, and it just like was rubbing its gash against my dad's leg, and my mom was jealous. She was like, "Whoa, what's going on here? You're going away." Like my dad was going to get so worked up that he was going to split this thing like a fence post.
Oh my golly. Why do we have the sun on? I mean, a little bit would have been fine, but I mean,
You can shut it off. You got to switch right behind you.
I mean, we don't want to lose this vision.
Well, exactly.
Yeah.
I used to just be a treat for the ears, and now they can everything.
I know. They should have seen us both shirtless about a half an hour ago.
Oh, that's the worst part about recording this. I can't do this without a shirt. That's why I really need to get in shape. So I can do this without a shirt. And what? Papa's Sex Dungeon?
I mean, Beefcake in Kmarta.
Okay.
All right, darling. You have an intro for us, or what? Or you're taking your brother's lead and you're just dumping it? You did one last time, I believe.
No, look, last time we talked about Robin Williams, whose death screwed up all the prep.
Oh.
So much bad crap has happened this week, and yet Robin Williams' death, his suicide, dwarfed it all. But I wanted to talk about two different subjects today.
Okay.
Christy Mack, the porn star.
Yeah, I saw a little blurb on that, but I don't really know. I saw something with WWE or something.
MMA.
Oh, yeah. Mm-hmm.
Guys who can actually fight.
Okay.
Because she took a whooping,
But
man.
was it her boyfriend or someone she was dating?
Well, I don't want to give away everything. She apparently had
because
been.
It's all over the internet.
Yeah, but
Somebody
I like to pretend that somehow someone who's completely not tech savvy, found our YouTube channel.
I gotcha.
Even though we're like in Google's maybe top 15,000, somehow they stumbled on us.
All right.
She took quite the beating from her ex-boyfriend, a dude, I forget his real name. He fights under the name War Machine. He sounds like a real...
Like Cuddle Bear.
I think he's just being misunderstood here. When you got a name like War Machine and your chick is in the hospital with like a face that looks like a chipmunk that got hit by a car, you know, let's hear both sides of the story before we jump to any conclusions. That's all I'm saying. No way is he a piece of abusive human garbage.
Oh, gosh. Sounds like a nice warm bath, that one.
Yeah, and we've also got to do a little bit, I think, on Tony Stewart running that dude over. Let me look up his name real fast.
Yeah.
I emailed it to myself because I do prep like that.
Right.
Kevin Ward Jr.
Oh, okay.
Did you hear about that story at all?
No, but from my neighbor, who was actually 69 or something like that, and her boys are actually...
I should have laughed in my Billy Madison voice. Go on.
They race, and they do race car stuff, and they've done a lot of racing. Anyhow, so they're all up in the racing scene, and so I was asking her what happened. She goes, well, he got out of his car and got hit. But I was like, well, did Tony Stewart hit him, or what happened? Like, he goes, well, he bumped his car, and then the guy got upset and was angry and got out of his car. I guess he was just going to give him a piece of his mind on the track while he's zipping around, and then he got hit.
Look, I'm scared S-less getting out to change a tire on Route 66. This guy wanted to get out and punch a car in the face.
I mean, but is that really what happened? We'll
get to it. I mean, we have so much news to break to the internet right now.
Okay.
Hold on, let's see if we have any viewers. One viewer. Why?
Well, your mom, she's very supportive.
It's not my mom. It is actually not my mom. We've had one viewer for both episodes today. It is insane.
It's the same one.
I'll take 1. It beats 0. Or is 0 even... Like, 0, I could blame technical failure.
Right.
And be like, there's probably like 30, 50,000.
Yeah, right.
It's just, YouTube crashed trying to tally it all so quickly. But with 1...
That's like us.
You know, it's
We're
probably...
kind of like Facebook.
I wonder if it counts you as your own viewer.
We need a team to keep this up, you know?
Get rid of this damn thing. I've been fiddling with it all episode.
Okay.
Let's talk Christy Mack first, man.
All right.
Uh,
But I don't really know what happened. I just saw an image on my friend's Facebook page, and he's big into MMA and wrestling and.
Well, he's probably really big into masturbating to pornography too,
no,
and that's
he gets
why.
A lot of tail. This guy does.
So what?
He's tail master.
You can't masturbate to porn and get laid.
You can, but it does kind of.
I did once.
It messes up your groove.
A little bit.
Yeah.
We can do the whole no fap show another time for like the 5th time.
Okay. All right.
I'm just saying this dude probably knows Christy Mack as much as he knows War Machine. Maybe he doesn't. Maybe he's just so alpha.
Yeah.
Maybe he just needs to watch dudes in little bikini trunks beating each other because he's that alpha.
Right.
And porn just isn't his bag.
I'm sure he does.
Thank you. Thank you for working with me. You built a scene. That's how improv works. Yes, and.
I got you.
Your friend is a masturbator. Yes, and.
I got you. I'm with you. All right.
Right on. So Christy Mack, I'm not huge into like name porn stars.
Right.
She's one of the names that I do recognize though. Okay. Like every so often I'm screwing around on freeones.com and they have a list of like,
Free ones?
Yeah, freeones.com. It's been around since I was in college. It's like my equivalent of comfort food, but for my penis.
And what do they have? Just images there or what?
They have videos. It's not stuck in 1999.
I'm just wondering.
Yeah, there's all sorts of video clips and everything. You know, like what a woman would be attracted to, a guy who masturbates to free porn in 90-second increments. Shows you've got some nickels to rub together, some stamina, everything a girl could want.
All right.
So I pop on free ones, and they'll feature a lot of named girls, and she was one of those chicks you'd see, and you're like, that's my bag. She has a nice fat ass, brunette, good face, whatever, well, good, tasteful tit job.
All right.
Yeah, she's not a mutant.
Yeah, you're really churning my butter, so.
What do you want me to say? That's the extent of my experience with Christy Mack. I'm not like some huge fan. I've masturbated to the woman's work a couple times.
All right.
She's in porn. That's like saying she laughed at my podcast.
But I mean, is that her thing, or is she like a calendar thing and just did a couple here and there?
No, I mean she does hardcore, pounded in her ass porn.
Okay.
Yeah.
Glad I asked.
And former porn star, now comedian and podcaster, Alia Janine, friend of the show. She's been on. She'll be on again soon. I just need to stop being lazy about that. She tweeted, oh God, was it last night? She's like, oh my God, what the F happened to Christy Mack? And sent this link of a photo.
It's a collage.
Yeah, it's like 3 or 4 photos of Christy.
Yeah, tore up.
Oh, just beat to hell, man.
It looks like she'd been through a war machine. Is what it looked like. See what
You're
I did? See what happened?
Yeah.
That's what it looked like. I'm just a nurse. Speaking
medically. You're witty. That's like if you saw a really hungry Jew, and you're like, it's like you went through the Holocaust or something.
What's wrong with it?
And then you really got zingy with it, and you took a Sharpie and just drew some numbers on their arm. You're like, get it? Got any gold teeth for me?
See, this is where the show really picks up in the comedy.
A yin and a yang, a give and a take.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
It's hot as hell. Oh, it's suddenly so hot.
But if,
And we can't get up to change it, so now I just have to sweat.
No, it's fine. Just leave it because, the mother hen will be home soon.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
It needs to be as hot as one of those plug-in rocks in an iguana's cage.
Oh.
So I'm like, what the hell happened to this chick? Yeah. It's not like seeing Queen Elizabeth or something get
her face
pounded,
but extraordinarily swollen. She's got lacerations.
Just because this chick's in porn, you shouldn't be okay with seeing her beat the hell. I was like, what went on here? Was it a car crash? What the hell? So it turns out she told Huffington Post. Let's see.
Did they actually do an interview with her or no? You're saying she told.
I believe she released a statement to Huffington Post, and they have since put out the photos and everything. Yeah, I burned dinner. All right. She says, at about 2 a.m.
Yeah.
Friday morning, John Copenhaver, that is the real name. Yeah, speaking of the Nazis. Herr Copenhaver, we have your Jew. We have your lunchtime Jew, Herr Copenhaver. Bring him in. I will sew his eyelids shut.
Oh, no.
Okay. So that's War Machine's real name. John Copenhaver arrived unannounced at my home in Las Vegas, Nevada, after he broke up with me in May and moved out of my house and back to San Diego. When he arrived, he found myself and one other friend fully clothed and unarmed in the house. Without a single word spoken, he began beating my friend. When you're an MMA guy, it's like me trying to break the ice with a joke, I guess.
Yeah.
Or dogs sniffing asses. When all you got's a hammer, all you see is nails. I don't know. I'm trying to work with the guy because we're going to get to War Machine's reply tweets.
Oh, you did not.
In a minute. Well, he's still on the lam currently.
Oh, really?
Yeah, but he did find time to tweet.
From a treehouse.
That is what being a criminal in 2014 is.
Maybe he's in an exotic Kmart tree.
Harrison Ford would have just been tweeting at Tommy Lee Jones. He's like, "You won't believe where I am now." Signed, The Fugitive. Yeah. Hashtag The Fugitive. Everyone would get on board with it. So he beats the hell out of this guy that I'm guessing is either a friend or the new boyfriend. Who cares?
Yeah.
Not really. He could have found...
I mean, it could have been the pizza guy.
Could have been the guy's dick down Christy Mack's throat. Doesn't exactly give you a license. No one is saying this, but he doesn't get to beat her. Yeah. He made me undress and shower in front of him, then dragged me out and beat my face. And I'll hold this up to the camera. Oh, that didn't work whatsoever. No. So many pixels, so much light. So there's just several pictures of her with her teeth knocked in. She has
really?
Dude, her eyes are all blood red, like when the vampires cry on True Blood.
Yeah, it's pretty bad.
She's got like a cut across her ass. It's all bruised. She says, "I have no recollection of how many times I was hit. I just know my injuries that resulted from my beating. They include 18 broken bones around my eyes. My nose is broken in 2 places. I'm missing teeth, and several more are broken. Can't chew or see out of her left eye. My speech is slurred from the swelling and lack of teeth. I have a fractured rib and severely ruptured liver.
Yeah, bad.
From a kick to my side." Long story short, while she's getting the hell beaten out of her, he walks off to get a knife, chops off her hair.
What?
Yeah, and then walks away again.
He chopped off her hair.
Oh, yeah. She used to have, like, shaved sides but long hair, and I think he just grabbed the ponytail and kind of, like, scalped what was left. So he goes back away, and she takes off, manages to finally find a neighbor that lets her in. He calls the cops and the paramedics, and this is the end of the saga, kind of, except here's the really creepy part. This happened, I think, did she say back in May?
Well, when they broke up.
Okay, you're right. May was the breakup, but I believe this was not, like, in the past 24 to 48 hours.
Friday.
Let me see what happened.
Friday, she said, right?
Well, okay. Oh, maybe I misunderstood this. After many months of fear and pressure to keep this man happy, although I fear for my life, I feel that I can no longer put myself in this situation. The cheating by him nearly every day and almost weekly abuse is now more than I can stand. I thought that was like it happened a while ago. Yeah. And she finally let the cat out of the bag. No. But I guess this was just the S cherry on top of the sundae.
Of the situation, I guess.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. So that's horrible.
Yes.
For a variety of reasons, you know.
Yep.
This is why I don't like it, by the way, when people call me a pig and a misogynist and say I'm evil,
just because you lack the skills to beat the snot out of someone. Not to say that you...
Well, not just that. I also don't have the game to get a Christy Mack to beat. But
you're dating a Christy Mack right now, so let's not sell your girlfriend short. She's beautiful.
That's true, but...
Yeah, and you're not going to beat the snot out of her.
She doesn't take a piping on camera either. So...
You just don't have... You don't have the endurance to beat the heck out of her. Not even if she steals your last slice of pizza.
Yeah.
You're like, I'll just order another one.
I'm winded holding her. I'm like, when did my arms get so heavy? Son of a bitch.
When did I go bowling?
Yeah.
It's already
Yeah,
killing them.
this is why I don't like people who get fired up about language
Yeah.
and using certain
I
words.
say that all the time. I mean, we've had this conversation. I do believe words have meaning, because I'm one of those people who chooses my words carefully. But really, I mean, that's when I work with kids. I tell them all the time, like, don't take matters into your own hands. Once you hit your brother or sister for something they said, that's just crossing the line. Like, I want to discipline you because you're doing the hitting, I can't discipline them for what they said. And you're right. I mean, words can be hurtful, but, I mean, violence.
Well, no, it sucks because what this guy did is what completely crosses the line. This is savagery.
Yeah.
It's just intolerable. Not even, if the guy had zero training, you don't do this to a chick.
Yeah.
The guy makes his living beating the hell out of dudes who are as trained as him.
Right.
Like, he beat some other guy she was with so badly.
What happened to him?
When you read this, we don't know. He simply beat the guy so badly, he was like, I'm done with you, now leave. And the guy was just like, yes, sir.
Oh, he just left.
That's, according to her, it just says he was beaten and then left.
Oh.
I mean, how badly are you beaten? Maybe he's like, look, I'm just going to talk it out with her guy. Maybe he got really sweet after beating the hell out of the dude. And the
Why isn't the police called immediately? I mean, maybe I guess they were.
They were. This War Machine chap, this War Machine character has been on the lam ever since.
No, I'm saying if that guy called the cops, I mean, how did she manage to, like, get beat again and make it over to the neighbors and all that? You think within that time period, like, they would have just been there already? Who knows? I mean, maybe he took the guy's phone. Who knows?
All I know is I wouldn't have run with this story if it weren't the tweets from the War Machine official account.
Well,
it's got the check mark and everything.
Wouldn't you have tried to save the chick? No, you wouldn't.
Who, me? And like all truth, Christy Mack?
Yeah. I mean, you're the friend, and you just got beat up. But you have enough
strength.
Well,
like, at worst, I'd exit and immediately call the cops and then scream, like, I called the cops, dude, leave.
Yeah.
Like, that's me at my, like, vagina from neckline to navel. Like, it's that big. Even then, yes.
But in addition to that, don't you think you would grab neighbors and think, hey, this guy's a loose cannon. He's just going bananas. Or do you think, hey, you know what? Why don't you just go ahead and leave? I taught you a lesson. And her and I are going to just share a cup.
No, once it's gone physical, like, I would probably try to grab any weapon I could and just kill him. I'm crazy like that. I'm like, if I ever had justification to kill someone, odds are I'd go for it. I'm not saying that for a fact. Like, wouldn't you?
No.
Like, someone broke into your house, you could kill them?
The thing is, my dad had a good point about this, and I had a friend that was visiting, and we were all hanging out, chit-chatting.
I'm like the dad from Arthur. Sorry, I hadn't tossed that reference in.
He's big into guns, and he carries a gun. He got a gun for his mom. His mom is like 74.
He brushes his teeth with a gun.
Probably. And he's like the wimpiest, nerdiest guy on the planet. He kind of reminds me of like a Barney Fife, if you had to think about it. And he's got this gun. But upstairs, he's much brighter. Anyhow, he's trying to tell my dad and kind of, saying like pro-gun stuff. And my dad's thing is, he said, you know what, I wouldn't want, like, let's say somebody broke in, and he's like, you're protecting yourself and your things or whatever. And he's like, yeah, what if it's some 17-year-old kid, and he's coming in, and he's just stealing my teeth? He makes one mistake.
Forever young, and he's gonna stay. But no, I don't.
But he's like, and I shoot and I kill this kid, I'm going to have to live with that for the rest of my life. You know what? I can buy another TV, But this kid's life is gone. Like, this take someone's life. Because they stole something, or they wanted to steal something, or they're looking for money.
Yeah, but like...
I mean, they could potentially harm you, but who knows?
Exactly, they could.
I don't know.
Once you break in my house, man...
My ex-husband had a gun, and it was loaded, but the first bullet, or whatever...
Just said bang? It said surprise, like one of those Joker guns? Nice.
And a flag that came out. And it's, no, the first bullet, he said, was one of those bullets that's not actually a bullet, but it just has a bunch of, like, shrapnel in it, and it just, when you shoot it, you don't have to have good aim because it just spreads out.
It's like a shotgun round, it sounds like.
Or something. And he says, you know what, that's the first round. So it's kind of like a warning. Maybe it doesn't kill them, but it maims them or whatever. And then after that, it's like bullets for real. I don't know. But we had the gun, and he had the gun handy, and it was loaded and all that, and I knew it. I just thought, I don't even know if I would do it. Now everyone's going to break in because they listen to this show. They know that I'm not going to kill them, so they'll come over and murder me, and I'll just have a can of corn by my bed or something, you know. But you think about taking someone's life. I actually fired a gun. Have you fired a gun before?
Yeah, not
really?
much. Yeah, like twice.
Yeah. And it's a very powerful feeling.
It's great.
Kind of, it's great. But
I was with my ex, and she was like, do you have a gun? And at the time I did, and we went to the range, and she's like, that got me wet. That was fun.
Did she say that for real?
She did for real.
Okay.
And then we like fooled around. I don't know. I think we balled in the NRA parking lot, like the parking garage.
Yeah.
I live next to the NRA.
Yeah.
So that was the closest shooting range. I was like, what the hell?
And they wouldn't have known that, given the exotic surroundings of this tree. That
the Kmarta plant? Yeah. I got them all duped.
So I don't know. I mean, I don't know, to take someone's life. And that's kind of like people were talking about, like, Kevorkian and all of that. And you think, well, somebody's suffering. And I've been in several of those situations, too, where I've had some guy and he lost one leg and then he lost another leg. And then they were taking the one that was taken, you know, below the knee. They want to take it above the knee. And this guy was just being, you know, whittled down to nothing. And you're just texting and everyone can see it, so that's good.
I'm listening. I'm picturing the guy with 4 peg legs from Family Guy, the pirate.
The thing is, though, and then he would just, when we would have to give him his treatment, he would just say, please.
What was his treatment, a varnishing?
No, he was getting dialysis, which was...
Thanks for rolling with that. I couldn't have looked like a bigger asshole right there.
Yeah, well, I'm just saying, like, it was very, very difficult. And then to put these huge needles in his arm, not one, but 2 huge needles every time, and him just begging, please don't. Just don't. I don't want this.
Did you smack him? And you're like, hey, dummy, this is how you get your medicine, dummy.
Well, one, we're not really giving him any medicine. We're just purifying the blood in the system. But the thing about it is that his family just said keep doing it, and the man was just clearly done, and he was older and he was just being whittled away. It was really, really tough. And so when you think about things like Kevorkian, like, could I have just, if I was given permission and the family said, just end it, and it's illegal, you know what I mean, I don't think I could push that plunger, even though that person wanted it done. Like, to take someone's life.
I've done it. I had to once with a cat, no joke.
Even an animal, my
friends,
difficult.
For some reason, we were like little metal kids.
Yeah.
And my friend had a cat that was just rife with cancer. It was like 22, and like it had lost like half of its face, its ear was gone.
Yeah. Like
huge, just slothing skin coming off it. But it was alive, Muffin, if I recall the name.
Oh.
And he was like, my parents are disgusting for keeping Muffin alive. Muffin gotta go. And he found some sort of drug that you're supposed to be able to inject a cat with.
How?
I don't know. No, it was like a local anesthetic, but like the logic was he was gonna find a vein on Muffin and put it in. And I was like, I want no part of this. You guys are nuts.
Yeah.
And they shoot up Muffin, don't hit anything.
Yeah.
Muffin's just kind of groggy but out of it. Then they like noose up Muffin or something. Cat, you gotta go. Come on, Muffin. Come on, Muffin too. And long story short, I wind up having to be the one that strings the cat up to once they've pretty much mangled the poor thing.
Yeah, I can't do it.
It's like the worst thing I've ever admitted to doing, ever.
Well, I can't do it. So what did you do with it?
I don't know, they buried it afterward.
I mean, what did you do to kill it?
Oh, like, they kept hanging it for like 2 seconds and then checking, and I was inside just drinking, and I came out on a balcony to this scene.
Like this story.
I was like, what the hell have you mutants done? And so I just made sure it stayed over the side until gravity and nature did their thing.
I could not have done that.
I wasn't happy to, but when something was clearly suffering.
Have it done humanely. I mean,
we were all dumb little high schoolers, I think, or like.
I mean, vets love animals. They're not gonna let it.
It ain't cheap. I guess that's the one problem with euthanasia. I remember when we had to put down my dog, it was like 400 and change at the end of the day.
But it depends on, like, are you going to keep the ashes and what kind of box you want? And
you just gave us a box with a dead dog in it. Like a cardboard box, like something you get your files in.
Your leftovers from Cheesecake Factory.
Yeah.
Does it say Cheesecake Factory? What kind of vet place is this? I don't think I
was such a downer just even thinking about that.
Yeah, I mean...
I didn't want to, but I was like, these guys are like... A dude wanted to kill his rotting cat.
Your mom knows this.
No, hell no.
Oh my god.
It's like, should I have stepped in and been like, you can't murder your cat?
Yeah. You know, one time
I've seen pets put down for far less. I'll put it that way.
I have a my best friend and I were driving home late one night, and we were almost home, and I think we were like probably around 20 years old or something. Anyhow, she hit a rabbit. And she hit it in the road, and it was just flopping all around. And I was like half sick about it. Like, you just don't want to see this animal suffering and everything. And I was kind of cracking jokes like I do, and I was making jokes and like, oh, you know, you got to go back, and, you know, the dad's going to come and see you, and the mom, and they're going to see their son just flopping in the road, and the little buddy family's going to get... And she was like tearful, and she's upset. And it was kind of disturbing to see. And I said, you know, you're going to have to go back and run it back over. Like, you can't just leave it there suffering and just flopping around like a fish in the middle of the road, you know? She was like, I can't.
Yeah, I mean, that's how I felt in my situation.
And I was like, you're going to have to. And so we went back, and we told her, I mean, I couldn't do it. It's like, anyhow, we asked her brothers, and I think when they went back, it was gone. I think probably another animal just, you know, had a snack. There was barbecue sauce wrapper.
A horse derves is.
Like, it was pretty sad. But I hit a squirrel once. And a lot of times, you know, that when you think you're going to hit something or whatever, you just see like a flash, and you're like, like you don't feel anything, and it's so small, you're like, oh, did I hit it? Did I hit it? And then you look and you just see it scurrying. You're like, oh, I made it. Well, I'd had a number of those kind of things. And then I was on this back road, and I was trying to kill some time on my way to a job, so I kind of was just driving around these country roads or whatever, and I thought I might have hit something, and I thought, oh, I hope I didn't. And I look, and I just saw his little tail just waving up in the air, just in the middle of the road, like someone waving an SOS flag.
Oh, jeez.
And it was a little tiny squirrel, and I couldn't even keep driving. I had to turn around and go back and check, and I don't know what I was going to do if it was still alive. It was totally
CPR.
Dead. Yeah, tongues hanging out and everything. He was gone, but I don't know. If it was still alive, I probably would have scooped it up and taken it somewhere.
My one piece of roadkill.
I couldn't have just run it over again.
Mine was a raccoon.
Yeah.
And, I mean, I was going like the speed limit. It was just in a poorly lit area. And by the time I saw it, I was just like, oh, keep your head down. Mm-hmm. And I just felt like a dunk on the underside of the car. Like it had been low enough. And then it was like, what's going on? And looked up, and I was just like, you dumb son of a bitch.
I told you this story about my dad before, and I've talked about it before, but it's a short story. And my dad, he had a dog, and he had a super smart dog named Rufus. And this guy, I mean, this dog was just super duper smart. Knew all the, like, my dad's hangouts, and he could let himself in and out of the house and go meet him there and blah, blah, blah. And then he thinks that dog got kidnapped or something because the dog was so smart.
Because it was so smart.
No, I'm just saying, like, someone probably adopted it or saw him out because my dad didn't have a car.
Forcefully adopted it.
Exactly.
If Rufus was so smart, why didn't it find a way to break out and get back to your dad?
I mean, if somebody takes your cat, you let your cat out and it doesn't have a collar on, and then they adopt it and they think, oh, I'm not going to let it out, and they don't let it out anymore, or they get a collar for it and now it says Muffin. You know what I mean?
So many lies.
Anyhow, so he got another dog, and someone was just, they kind of look like a big,
it looked Rufensian.
Shaggy dog, and he named it Bo. Well, the dog got killed, and it was on the road, and I don't know how they discovered that it was my.
I just like that we've managed to make the Christy Mack segment even sadder by getting into things we've killed.
Anyhow, I didn't kill this
small dog. Furry things
but they
we've
just
killed.
Brought it to my dad's house in a trash bag and dumped it on his porch.
What, his old dog?
Yeah, that got killed. The new dog. So he got this dog, Bo, who was this box of rocks and was always chasing cars. And he got killed, and I guess the police or somebody said, hey, there's this dog on the road. Maybe somebody recognized him and said, oh, that's Bob's dog or whatever. And they just scooped him up in a trash bag and flung it on my dad's porch. So there's my dad's dog just on the porch in a trash bag. And my dad's like, well, Like, what do you want me to do with it now? Like, it's like, I don't know. So my dad was telling this story, and it was New Year's Eve.
What a party animal.
No, he didn't tell this story. This is the story. So he was traveling, I don't know, to a family's place or something, and it was New Year's Eve, and this dog ran out in front of him, and he hit the dog. The dog was dead.
Was it a super smart dog like Rufus?
No.
Did it go, rub me?
No.
And then he killed it and felt really bad?
No, but the dog was dead. But my dad wasn't going to just leave. You know what I mean? He says, too often he'll see cats or dogs and people don't try to find the owner or don't let them know. And so he went to the door and he said, do you guys have, this little brown dog or whatever? And the family said, yeah. And then they see my dad's car parked there with the dog.
He just shook his head and he went, you had.
No, and the whole family's run out. And they're like, Brownie! You killed Brownie! And the whole family's crying. My dad felt awful. The dog just ran out, and so he was like, I didn't really know what to say. What do you say? Like, Happy New Year. Like, I gotta go. Like,
just take it.
Yeah, so.
Brownie went to heaven.
Yeah, I mean, it's sad, though.
Brownie is one of the leftovers, or the not leftovers. He's one of the 2%.
Yeah, you got one of the not leftovers. He doesn't get to enjoy white costumes and cigarettes.
we can do that one another day. We got to finish Christy Mack.
Yeah, so what happened?
So what made this horrible to me,
yeah,
and it gives you an insight into the mind of just a sick, abusive bastard,
yeah,
is going to the Twitter account of War Machine. And he retweets Christy Mack a lot, which is creepy given she maintains they broke up, what, in May?
Yeah.
So, he's
retweeting her since May, or he's retweeting her now that she's all been through the War Machine?
No, she was retweeting like up to 5 days ago.
Okay.
Like just lighthearted stuff. And then all of a sudden, 4 days ago, we get, I can't believe this, ... I must be cursed. And I'm like, okay.
That's what he said?
Yeah. Then at Christy Mack, I love you and hope you're okay. I came him early, guessing home, to surprise you and help you set up for your convention. I can't believe what I found and can't believe what happened.
Yeah.
All I wanted to surprise you and help you do something nice. Now this. I'm so heartbroken in all ways. I will love you always. I just wanted to see your face when I surprised you with a punch to it. When I surprised you with the ring. This is a nightmare. You're in my thoughts.
Yeah.
Then, these are non-direct tweets. A day later. He's on the lam the whole time, by the way.
Yeah.
He's ski-dadded town.
Yeah.
I'm not a bad guy. I went to surprise my girlfriend.
Yeah.
Again, she maintains they've been kaput for 3 months now. Exactly.
Yeah.
You know what? As much as no one deserves a beating like that, let's not act like your average porn star is a lightning rod of stability.
Correct.
So, and even if she weren't a porn star and he weren't some roid-filled mass of rage,
yeah,
it's still he said, she said crap.
Yeah.
All we know is, like, she got beaten, and that crossed the line. Up till then, what do we know?
Yeah.
So, the cops will never give me fair play, never believe me. Still deciding what to do, but at the end of the day, it's all just heartbreaking. Yeah, the previous tweet was he went to give her an engagement ring and ended up fighting for his life. Now, here's where he kind of loses me. Because when you're a trained ass kicker,
right,
and the dude leaves, and your chick is beaten to a pulp,
yeah,
forensically speaking,
yeah,
what exactly indicates you were in the fight of your life in this scenario?
Yeah.
Call me crazy.
Yeah.
I want to believe you, War Machine. You seem like a sweet feller, but come on. What do we have left? I only wish that man hadn't been there and that Chrissy and I would have been happily engaged. I don't know why I'm so cursed. One day the truth will come out.
Yeah, that's tough. He's cursed, all right.
Yeah, he really is. He's his fist was cursed right into his ex's face 1,000 times, and it was cursed into the other guy's face, and Now he's cursed with running away
Yeah.
and not turning himself into the authorities. It's
Yeah.
just it's heartbreaking. What's with all these curses lately, Allison?
I have no
We
idea.
live in this horrible cursed society. This poor cursed guy.
Yeah, I don't know. That's not good.
Yeah, that was really chilling. I don't know if you were. I know I'm reading it in like my dumb goofball voice.
Yeah.
That was really creepy to read. Like how this guy savagely beats a woman
Yeah.
within an inch of her life
Yeah.
and is wielding a dull knife that, had she not escaped, may very well have gone through her neck.
Yeah.
And his perception of it is, why was that guy there?
Yeah.
I love you forever.
Yeah.
And why am I cursed? God damn these curses, Allison.
No, and I think that a lot of people, when they have those problems, again, we know people who like to kind of lash out and they can't take responsibility for anything they do.
Who?
He sounds
Who are these people?
Yeah. So we know these people. And what happens is they are unable to kind of see it. They see it as they were provoked. And so in some ways, although it's unfortunate, it was
You knew what you were getting because you provoked them.
kind of. I mean, they're not happy with the behavior, but they're thinking, you know, I used to joke around with my husband and I was like, why did you make me say that?
Was the
Why-
joke like, you punch like a girl?
No, but you'll say something, you know, smart aleck or something. And I'm like, I didn't want to say that. You made me say that. And I think for those people, they have a problem with, you know, admitting when they're wrong. And they do see it. Who knows what the texts were or the conversations were before that. Maybe she had said something in his mind that kind of provoked it, like, hey, you know, me and my friend are having a movie night in, so you can go suck an egg in San Diego or whatever. Who knows? You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Or maybe it's just nothing, like she said, and he just showed up and beat her face. And I'm sure there's probably more to it, but regardless of what happened and whether she was being, you know, yucky, you don't deserve to be.
Yeah, the account is at War Machine 170. I think that's his weight class.
Okay.
Like a welterweight or some junk. I don't
Okay.
know. I really find MMA gay, for lack of a better word.
I don't know.
Seeing men grapple with their dicks against each other
Yeah.
doesn't do it for me. I'd rather watch the work of Christy Mack than her boyfriend.
Yeah.
So be it. Yeah, he's like also, I think, part of like a
I've never been to
clothing
a
line.
And kind of like boxing or otherwise. Have you?
No, I'm sure that's pretty visceral seeing it in person. But on
Yeah.
TV, it's just,
Yeah.
I can't help but imagine some of the guys watching that are like nursing a job. It just, there's so much like simmering queerosity under the surface of it.
Really? Like Sugar Ray, that's what you think? Queer? And when you
Boxing, not so much.
Ali,
Boxing, you're
you think
beating the
Frank?
hell out of. No, boxing, you're really beating the hell out of each
think
other.
Holyfield?
Eh,
Foreman?
Holyfield's got like 10 kids, so
He's beautiful.
if
He is
he's
handsome.
gay, he's finding plenty of time for the ladies too.
So is Foreman. He's got 100 kids named George.
Here's War Machine, by the way, wearing one of his I Do Alpha Male S
He is
shirts.
not handsome.
What?
Definitely not.
How dare you say that?
He looks like he's got his face pressed up.
He looks like
against
he's
the
missing
window.
a chromosome.
Yeah.
Let's not mince words.
I mean, he looks like he's got his face pressed up against a window. It's just not good. I mean, that's not my type, so.
Yeah.
He looks short, too.
You like your men looking non-retarded.
Well, that's subjective.
But he also had a quote on here, like with one of the pictures. Where is it? Oh, okay. It's like a snake on a toilet. And it says, not only can I domestic, I guess he means domesticate.
Oh, he can domestic.
Yeah, he can domestic the baddest porn star, but I can also potty train snakes. And what? At Alpha Male S, all day.
He's a box of rocks.
He's a retard, yeah. Not in like the fun, playful way either. He's really...
Well, it sounds to me when you date stupid people, maybe she deserved a few light slams. I changed my mind. Because that guy is...
I mean, yeah, when
Me.
someone has that sort of hitting power and also is that stupid,
Yeah,
it's like giving a chimpanzee a chainsaw. What did you expect to happen?
that's what I'm saying. I mean, you don't even have to do that. I mean, you could just give it a hockey puck. You're just asking for trouble.
Yeah,
And
really.
you wonder why he just kept smashing that puck.
I mean, all the best to her.
into
All the
your head.
best to Chrissy Mack. Don't screw dumb guys again.
No, I mean, dumb is in really. He's
Really?
not-
Oh, yeah. He seems
he's not.
peasant.
He is not right.
He seems like you could talk about rabbits and then pop him in the back of the skull.
It's just not good.
I guess we're only given so much talent to go
face,
around.
I mean, that's fine. And maybe he's a talented fighter, but you know what I mean? What's the saying? Like, those who cannot fight do? Well, he's definitely not doing...
I don't know. Point the mic more toward your mouth, by the way. Just dead on.
Okay.
There we go. A little better.
Oh, golly, Ned. Horrible.
Speaking of things run over.
Okay.
A little callback.
I got you.
Did you want to talk about Tony Stewart? T-Stew?
Seriously?
T-Stew?
I hope that
running over Kevin Ward Jr.
Okay. I mean, I only know what I heard from my neighbor.
Well, it was a Saturday night race, and
in Kentucky. No, that was
maybe upstate New York, possibly.
Oh, it was in Canandaigua. I lived there.
I lived there. That had one of those engine names that you know is upstate.
Yeah.
And I don't know a ton of NASCAR, but I know enough that there's typically like 3 different races per weekend. They're not NASCAR related. Like NASCAR is just like the big league, but a lot of racers will also enter into like a truck race on Friday night and then like a weird little ramp-looking car thing on Saturday night, which is what Tony Stewart was doing. I guess you hone your skills, you're pocketing extra cash.
Yeah.
I don't exactly know the point.
Yeah.
Saturday night, he's on.
Just because you like driving fast and you like driving things. I kind of have this sense where anything that I see, I want to drive it. So it doesn't matter if it's a moped or if it's a 3-wheeler or if it's a whatever. I just want to take it a spin. And I think when it's kind of in your blood and you're a race car driver,
I've never once seen any behavior of yours whatsoever to align with the statement you just made. That's like me saying when I see a ball, I have to dunk it. And you're like.
Yeah, that's true. But when I told you when my car got towed, I told the tow guy, like, I want to drive this truck. And he was like, I don't think you can. And then he got out, we pulled over, and I drove the tow truck with my car in the back, and I drove it all the way to Winchester.
Good for you.
I mean, just stuff like that. Or I'll say, hey, can I take this for a spin? Somebody's got some new wheels or whatever. I mean, I just have the need for speed, and I want to drive it. So.
God, I want that just as a sample. I have the need for speed.
And I want to ride it.
And I want to ride it.
Scat.
Scat.
Oh, gosh. So what happened? So he was driving one of these pumped up, whatever.
I don't know what the name of this little turdmobile was. It wasn't a standard NASCAR or stock car or whatever the hell it's called. It was some little jujube on wheels.
Yeah.
I don't know what it was. And I guess Tony Stewart, who's known as a dick, really is known as an aggressive, angry man.
Yeah.
That guinea blood of his, can you blame him?
Is he the one that's been fined several times for kind of like misconduct?
Well, I think a lot of the top guys have, but yeah, he's no angel. We'll put it that way. So I think he clipped this Kevin Ward Jr. He's only 20.
Deliberately?
I don't know. I don't believe so, but again, I don't know. Kevin Ward spins out, blows his tire, crashes the car. The race is over for him. He gets out on the track.
Yeah.
And gesticulates and tries to almost dive in front of the cars to show his anger.
Yeah.
Tony Stewart turns the corner, and much like your squirrel, Kevin Ward Jr. gets sucked into the rear wheel and just spat out and dies pretty much instantly, man.
Yeah.
And it's quite the story because, first of all, a man died in a sport.
Yeah.
And it was caught on tape.
Yeah.
But also, Tony Stewart has like you said, a really bad reputation.
Yeah.
And more than one person has postulated that maybe he even tried to cut toward the dude to like scare the crap out of him a little more as an FU or like try to flick mud on him.
Yeah.
And if that is the case, things get really interesting legally in terms of like...
But they're saying, all the reports I've heard of, they're saying that no charges have been filed, there's no foul play. And
they haven't yet.
Yeah.
But they can hang over his head and potentially be filed for like a long time.
That's true, yeah.
And...
that's like the Simpson case, I mean, where he was, you know what I mean? He's just hanging out for years, forever. You know what I mean? So...
Regarding what? He wasn't... Yeah, they busted him for Nicole right quick.
Huh?
Are we talking about...
No, they busted him, but nothing was really done. He didn't really... I mean, that first trial, but then the second trial, then he had to... You know what I mean? So you can hang around. Like if it goes to trial and all that, like that whole thing can go on for a long, long time. Or by the time they get their facts. I mean, I watch enough.
This is the laziest
IDT.
lawyer talk ever. You're like, they gotta get their facts. Things can take a while.
No, I mean, I watch all these IDTV cases.
What is
They're like,
IDTV?
that's investigation discovery, where there's all these murders, and they're like, well, they went on a scuba diving trip, and he went down with his wife, and his wife didn't come up. He said she thought you might have saw a seal, and then it turns out it was foul play. Like, he doesn't get charged or whatever.
Did he have to domestic his wife down there? Is that what happened?
Well, not before he domestic a snake.
Okay.
Body
He
trained.
potty trained the snake.
And he domestic his wife. Yeah, so I think, but then it'll say, he's going free. So they think they're off the hook, and they don't think any legal stuff is, but the investigative team takes time, and they're working through the facts, and they're talking to everybody, and everything. But then they'll say 5 years later, and they'll say, oh, he was remarried, he has a son, and then they're like, and we picked him up at work.
I always love that when it's like a cop who's had 3 wives that have died of heart attacks in the tub. And they're like, by wife number 3, we thought something was amiss.
Yeah. Every time he's installed a new kitchen.
Like he's figured out one method exactly that manages to bury like 80% of the evidence.
Yeah.
No, what struck me the most about this is just, I see in this more than anything, the divide between red state and blue state.
Mm.
And
Why?
thank you for asking.
Okay.
We're building a scene together.
Oh, God.
Give me your hand. We can put your hand on camera. There, she's real. See, people? Oh, God.
That's weird.
Well, because you're a creep, and you won't agree to get on
My
camera.
nails aren't even done. This is
Oh, I'm sorry. This thing is 8 pixels. They can barely see I'm a human.
Yeah, but if you're just
I look like
making
an
fun of my
old
mustache
Asian
the whole
lesbian
time,
with this haircut.
I don't want to hear it.
So,
Yeah, why
It's-
did you do that to your hair? That's terrible.
I don't know, man. Speaking of old Asian, it was cut by an old Asian gay man. I thought it'd be like a little spiffier because he was really gay. Like, as he made the circle around me to shave my head each time, he would hold up the razor and then do a twirl underneath it, like a pirouette. I was like, wow, he is super gay. Like, not so gay. Like, I had my hand out and he didn't take the chance to press his rod against it. And that almost offended me. I'm like, am I fat for him?
Yeah.
Is he committed? Maybe he's just committed.
Yeah.
But, yeah, it blew my mind because I'm like, in the really democratic states,
Yeah.
would we be all right with a sport where every so often dudes just die?
Yeah.
Like, and I think the answer is no. Like, that is some real Wild West red state stuff, man. That is, it's just, they are cool with, like, grievous bodily injury. They really are like, hey, he signed up for it, man. And,
Yeah.
like, that's the end of the argument.
No, you're right. I don't think that we could. I mean, that's the thing they were talking about, even with boxing, like limiting it to so many rounds. I mean, now everyone's just...
Yeah, boxing, we like our football, football, it's like, oh my God, we're so worried about their concussions. We want him walking great when he's 65.
Yeah.
And here's a sport where it's like a 20-year-old is sucked into a tire and spat out in front of thousands of people.
Yeah.
And the reply is 6 hours later, we've got a Photoshopped sticker saying, Kevin Ward Jr., 94, 2014, Jesus needed another driver. Something to that effect. I forgot what it said. It was just like, that's it. He's with God now. Nothing too bad happened. He's with Jesus. And I'm like, I'm not really making fun of it. It's just a damn different mentality, man.
Yeah, but I don't think, I mean, those things don't really happen. And they do take a lot of safety precautions, I'm sure.
Absolutely. I don't want to make it sound like they've got like a spike aimed at their chest cavity.
Or like, it's not like Sonic where they're just dumping, explosive tacks out the back.
Yeah.
Or whatever. It's not like...
It isn't Spy Hunter come to life. That's what you're saying.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's what really got me, though. Like, the national media wanted to roll with this, and really, I think they're the ones drumming up everything. I guarantee you, down south,
Yeah.
it's just kind of like, shouldn't have gotten out of your car, son. And then they're on to the results.
Yeah.
And I think you saw that attitude kind of evinced even with Tony Stewart himself. They've glossed over this quickly. I swear to Christ, and I could be wrong on this. I've been wrong on so much about the show, making the show itself, thinking the show would be a hit,
Right.
thinking you'd show yourself.
You make it sound dirty.
Well, instead, people think you're just some 1,000-year-old vampire who can't appear on camera or something
That's
weird
true.
like that.
I'm in a coffin right now. The coffin known as Maria's dining room.
But Tony Stewart, right after it happened, his team, they're like, of course he's racing tomorrow. Why wouldn't he be? And then this thing got a lot of traction nationally, and I mean, like, on a dime, it became, he is devastated. He won't be at Sunday's race. He just killed a man with his vehicle. Dude, he will be in, like, whatever next week he can be competing in, he will be in it. I swear to Christ, I'm not saying the dude is, like, extra depraved. He's just that much of a shark.
Yeah.
I really think he was like, yeah, kid should have gotten out of the car. I think we can all understand that, so let's do the damn thing. Like, his logic might have been like, I'm going to win and dedicate the race to him.
Yeah, but apparently, I mean, it wasn't, I mean, my neighbor bought it. I mean, when she was explaining that to me, I was like, there's no way.
No way what?
And she was just saying, yeah, he was so crushed, he canceled his race for the next
Hell no.
Yeah. I mean, I was like, okay. His team, there's no way his team or PR or whatever was going to let him race, no matter if he wanted to or not.
Yeah, but I think he himself, they initially got wind of him being like, hell yeah, I'm racing. And like you said, his team really quickly was like, how effing dumb are you, dude?
Yeah, you cannot do that.
Do you want to keep your endorsements?
Yeah, the outpouring and all of that, that's just ridiculous. You know, it is scammed.
It is. It is. Did you like that? Did that really add a lot to the brilliant improvisational soup we've been simmering this past 50?
Oh, that sounds horrible.
Yeah.
I don't want to.
I'm just staring at the cat, looking at me on the table, just putting her ass right next to the fruit I'll be eating in an hour.
Oh, okay.
God knows when I'm going to die of what parasites are lingering in her bung.
That's disgusting.
That will breed in my lungs and trachea. Allison, you were talking about an episode of Rescue Me that got you thinking about something, but if you don't want to do that, we can punch out now. I know you have a moving picture show to catch at some point.
I'm going to do that. Let's punch out because.
Oh, I really thought you were going to say the other thing, but okay.
Yeah, we can save that because I want to be sure I get my facts straight. I'll have to go over.
Dennis Leary was the star. You're set. That's your fact. You got it straight.
But that is a good series. People should check it out if they haven't. It's on Netflix.
It's just one of those, it's fallen into the just how much crap am I going to watch category.
I don't have anything else I'm watching.
Said the man who watched Baggage Claim last night.
Yeah, I saw that. I mean, I didn't see Baggage Claim. I saw that you mentioned that you were watching that.
I'd like to give her a Paula Poundin'.
Gross.
If you get what I'm saying.
Speaking of that, there is a radio show that my patients listen to on the weekend.
Papa's Basement?
Correct.
InPapa'sBasement.com.
They actually have listened to that, and I'm not fired.
Okay, that's good.
And they are like 66, I don't know, 64 and 68 or something like that. And they listened, and they thought it was fun.
Nice.
But what I was going to say is they listened to this other one, and Paula Poundstone is frequently a guest on it. I think it's something with car something, but it seems like they actually do interviews.
Is it the NAMBLA show?
I don't know. That doesn't sound...
Look up her wiki. She did things to a kid, allegedly.
Oh, Paula Poundstone.
Yeah.
Oh, right. But when she's on the show, it seems kind of clever. So, I don't know. She's good on the radio, I think. I didn't really pay attention too much. I was working, but it seemed good. And my patients were like, oh, yeah, we like her when she's on. So, there you go. But was that a Paula Pounding thing that you were trying to make, that joke?
No, I was trying to convey that Paula Patton is very screwable.
Oh.
The only laughable thing about the movie is she doesn't look 30, and we're supposed to believe she's 30. And I mean, she's like at least part black and has not cracked and looks amazing.
Yeah.
She don't look no 30 though.
Oh, but what is she then?
She's like 38, 39 or something.
Oh, I gotcha.
You can tell she's not 30.
I got it. Don't mind.
There's lots of scenes with her like shoving herself into Spanx and crap like that.
In Greece, do you know that he wasn't 17?
Whoa. Whoa.
Yeah, he was.
What about the hair? Was that real back then? I want to believe.
Flawless. Who knows?
All right, let's get out of here then. This is Papa's Basement. I'm John Papa Giorgio. She, the invisible one, is Allison Frank. InPapa'sBasement.com show website. Go there for all the YouTube clips we do, as well as the links to subscribe to the podcast on all the various syndicating agencies we use, iTunes, inpapasbasement.com/iTunes for that link. Give us a rating and subscribe. And same thing with Stitcher, inpapasbasement.com/Stitcher.
Sounds exciting.
Is it at Papa's Basement to tweet me and find me on Instagram?
Are we on
And
SoundCloud?
for Allison, it's.
What about some SoundCloud?
I think you got to pay for that. It can blow me.
Oh, okay, all right.
Maybe we'll make a Kickstarter for like 100 total for like 2 years of SoundCloud. Allison over here is at Allison Frank, ALLIS0N Frank. You can actually see her.
Yeah.
She's not a burn victim. I don't know why she's being so weird about this. But yeah, until the next one, we are
Woo!
out of
Outta
here.
here.